My name is Claire, and 6 months ago, I thought I knew exactly who I was. I was a nurse. I worked night shifts at St. Michael's Hospital in downtown Chicago. I lived in a small apartment with too many plants and not enough sunlight. I drank coffee that was always too cold. I ate leftovers standing at the kitchen counter. My life was quiet, safe, boring maybe, but it was mine. I never imagined that one single night could take all of that and burn it to the ground. Before we continue, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and comment where you are watching from. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more powerful stories. It was a Tuesday, 11:47 p.m. The ER was chaos. Gunshot wound, male, late 20s, critical condition. When they wheeled him in, I saw the blood first. So much blood it didn't look real. His shirt was soaked through. His face was pale, lips almost blue. But his eyes were open, and he was staring right at me. "We need pressure on that wound now," Dr. Patel shouted. I moved on instinct. My hands pressed down hard on his chest. Warm blood seeped between my fingers. "Stay with me," I whispered. "You're going to be okay." He didn't blink, didn't look away, and for just a second, I saw something flicker across his face. Not fear, something colder. Recognition. Like he was memorizing me. We stabilized him. Barely. By the time we got him into surgery, I'd been holding pressure for 12 minutes straight. My arms were shaking. My scrubs were ruined. "Good work, Claire," Dr. Patel said. "Go clean up." I nodded, walked to the staff bathroom, locked the door, and that's when I saw it. In the pocket of my scrubs, a small, folded piece of paper. I didn't put it there. My hands were shaking as I unfolded it. 5 words. Written in blood. "They're watching you now, too." I stared at those words for a full minute. Then I threw the paper in the trash. Washed my hands 3 times. Told myself it was nothing. A prank. A mistake. But when I walked back into the hallway, there were 2 men standing by the nurse's station. They weren't doctors. Weren't security. They wore black suits. No badges. No expressions. And they were staring directly at me. I turned around. Walked the other direction. Faster. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I pushed through the stairwell door and took the steps 2 at a time. I didn't stop until I reached the parking garage. My car was on level 3. I fumbled for my keys. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. Slow. Deliberate. "Claire Morgan." I froze. The voice was deep. Calm. Almost polite. I turned slowly. A man stood 10 feet away. Older. Gray hair. Expensive coat. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You did a good thing tonight," he said. "Saving that man's life." "I'm just a nurse," I said. My voice sounded steadier than I felt. I was doing my job. "Of course." He took a step closer. "But sometimes, doing your job puts you in complicated situations." "I don't know what you're talking about." "You will." He reached into his coat. I took a step back, ready to scream. But he just pulled out a business card. Plain. White. 1 phone number printed in black ink. "If anyone asks you questions about tonight," he said quietly, "you call this number first. Understand?" "Who are you?" He didn't answer. Just placed the card on the hood of my car and walked away. I stood there for a long time. Then I picked up the card and I drove home. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on my couch with all the lights on, staring at that business card. No name. No company. Just a number. I told myself I'd throw it away in the morning, but I didn't. I slipped it into my wallet instead. At 6 a.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello? Claire Morgan." A woman's voice. Professional. Cold. "Yes. This is Detective Sarah Lim with Chicago PD. I need you to come down to the station today to answer some questions about a patient you treated last night." My stomach dropped. "What kind of questions?" "Just routine. We'll need your statement about the gunshot victim brought in around midnight." "I already gave my report to the hospital." "I understand, but we need an official statement. Can you come in at 2 p.m.? I hesitated. "Sure." "Great. See you then." She hung up. I stared at my phone. Then I looked at the business card sitting on my coffee table. "If anyone asks you questions, you call this number first." The police station smelled like burnt coffee and industrial cleaner. Detective Lim was in her 40s. Sharp eyes, no-nonsense expression. She led me into a small interrogation room. "Have a seat." I sat. She placed a photo on the table. It was him, the man from last night, unconscious on the hospital bed. "Do you recognize him? He was my patient. For about 12 minutes. Did he say anything to you?" "No. He was barely conscious." She studied me carefully. "Did anyone else come to see him? Visit him in the ER?" "Not while I was there." "Did anyone give you anything? A note, a message, anything at all?" I thought about the paper in my pocket. "They're watching you now too." "No," I lied. Detective Lim leaned back. "Claire, this man you saved? His name is Aaron Volkov. He's connected to one of the most dangerous organized crime families in the Midwest." My mouth went dry. "I didn't know that." "I believe you. But now you're involved whether you want to be or not." She slid another photo across the table. This one showed a man in a tailored suit. Dark hair. Sharp jawline. Cold, unreadable eyes. He looked like he was made of stone. "This is Dominic Kane," Detective Lim said quietly. "He runs the entire operation. If Aaron Volkov works for him, that means Kane's people are watching you." "Why me?" "I just did my job. Because you saved one of his men. In their world, that creates a debt. I don't want anything from them. It doesn't matter what you want." Her voice was firm. "If they think you know something, or if they think you're useful, they won't just leave you alone." "What do I do?" "You be careful. You don't talk to anyone you don't know. And if they contact you," she pointed at me, "you call me immediately." She handed me her card. I took it, but I could still feel the weight of the other card in my wallet. I locked every door, every window. I sat in the dark and tried to think. A crime family. Dominic Kane. They're watching you now too. I pulled out my phone, stared at the detective's card, then at the other one. I dialed the number on the plain white card. It rang once. Then a voice answered. Deep. Controlled. Familiar. "You must be Claire." I almost hung up. "Who is this?" "Someone who can keep you safe." "Safe from what?" "From the questions you're about to start asking." My pulse was racing. "I want nothing to do with this." "I know." There was a pause. "But it's too late for that." "Did you put that note in my pocket?" Silence. Then, "No. But I know who did." "Who?" "Someone who wants you scared. Someone who wants to see what you'll do next." His voice was calm. Too calm. "Tell me, Claire, did you call the detective first? Or me?" I didn't answer. He chuckled softly. "Smart girl. What do you want from me?" "Right now?" "Nothing. But tomorrow night, you're going to receive a delivery at your apartment. Don't be afraid. Just accept it." "I'm not accepting anything from." "It's not a gift. It's a precaution. I don't need your help." "Yes," he said quietly. "You do." And he hung. I sat there in the silence, staring at my phone, wondering what I'd just done. The next night, I came home from my shift at 11 p.m. I was exhausted, paranoid, jumping at every shadow. When I walked up to my apartment door, I saw it. A black box. No label. No return address. Just sitting there like it had been waiting for me. I looked down the hallway. Empty. I picked up the box. It was light. Inside my apartment, I locked the door and set it on the kitchen counter. For 5 full minutes, I just stared at it. Then I opened it. Inside was a phone. Brand new. Powered on. And a note. "Use this. Not your old one. Don't ask why. Just trust me. D. Dominic Kane." The phone in the box buzzed. I picked it up. A text message. "Check your old phone." I grabbed my regular phone from my purse. Opened it. And my blood ran cold. There were photos. Of me. Walking into the hospital. Sitting in my car. Standing in my apartment window. All taken in the last 24 hours. The last message was a video. I pressed play. It was footage from a security camera. My apartment building. Last night. A man in a dark hoodie standing outside my door. Just standing there. For 6 minutes. Then he walked away. I couldn't breathe. The new phone lit up. A call. I answered. "Do you see now?" Dominic's voice. Low. Steady. "Who is that?" "Someone who wants to know if you told the police anything useful." "I didn't tell them anything." "I know. But he doesn't. Why is this happening to me?" For the first time, his voice softened. Just slightly. "Because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And because you have something people like us rarely see." "What?" "A conscience." I didn't know what to say. "Listen to me carefully, Claire. That man outside your door? He works for someone I'm currently at war with. If he thinks you know something about Aaron Volkov, or about me, he'll come back. Then I'll call the police. And say what? That you're being watched. They'll assign a patrol car for 2 nights, and then forget about you. These people won't. My hands were shaking. What do you want me to do? Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. A car will pick you up outside your building. Absolutely not. You'll be safe. I don't even know you. No, he said quietly. But I know you. And whether you believe it or not, I'm the only reason you're still safe right now. The line went dead. I stood there, holding a phone from a man I'd never met, staring at photos of myself I didn't know existed. And I realized something terrifying. I wasn't in control anymore. Would you trust him? I didn't sleep. Again. I spent the whole next day telling myself I wouldn't get in that car. I'd call Detective Lim. I'd tell her everything. I'd let the police handle it. But at 7:55 p.m., I was standing outside my building, wearing jeans and a jacket, phone in my pocket, waiting. At exactly 8 p.m., a black SUV pulled up, tinted windows, no plates I could see clearly. The back door opened. A man stepped out. Same guy from the hospital parking garage. Gray hair. Expensive coat. Miss Morgan. I'm not getting in that car. You called the number. You answered the phone. You're already in. He gestured calmly toward the open door. This is just the next step. Where are you taking me? Somewhere you can get answers. I hesitated. Then I got in. We drove for 20 minutes. No one spoke. I tried to memorize the route, but after the 3rd turn I lost track. Finally, the car stopped. We were outside a building I didn't recognize. Older. Industrial. Quiet. This way. He led me inside. The hallway was dimly lit. Our footsteps echoed. We stopped in front of a heavy door. He knocked twice. A voice from inside. Come in. The door opened, and I saw him for the first time. Dominic Kane. He stood by a window, hands in his pockets, looking out at the city. He didn't turn around right away. Thank you, Marcus, he said. You can go. The gray-haired man nodded and left. The door closed behind me. It was just the 2 of us. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then he turned around, and I finally saw his face up close. He looked tired. Not in the way someone looks after a long day. In the way someone looks when they've carried weight for too long. His eyes met mine. Dark. Unreadable. You're afraid, he said. It wasn't a question. Yes. Good. That means you're smart. He walked slowly toward a table in the center of the room. Gestured to a chair. Sit. I didn't move. I'm not going to hurt you, Claire. You're a criminal. Yes. The bluntness of it startled me. Then why should I believe anything you say? Because I don't lie to people I'm trying to protect. You don't even know me. No. But you saved one of my men. That means something. It was my job. Maybe. He tilted his head slightly. Or maybe you just can't help yourself. I crossed my arms. What do you want from me? Sit. And I'll tell you. Against every instinct, I sat down. He sat across from me. For a moment, we just looked at each other. The man you saved, he began. Aaron Volkov. He wasn't just shot in a random attack. He was targeted. By someone who wants to destroy everything I've built. Why are you telling me this? Because they think you might have information. They think Aaron might have said something to you before he went under. He didn't. I know. But they don't believe that. So what happens now? Dominic leaned forward. His gaze was intense. Now, you have 2 choices. You go back to your life and hope they lose interest. Or what? Or you let me keep you safe until this is over. I laughed. It sounded hollow. You mean you want me to hide? To disappear? For a little while. Yes. And if I say no? He didn't answer right away. Then, quietly. Then I can't help you. This is insane. I know. I don't trust you. I know that too. I stared at him. There was something in his expression. Something I couldn't name. Not cruelty. Not manipulation. Just exhaustion. Why do you even care? I asked. He looked away. Because someone should. I went home that night. He had Marcus drive me back. The whole way, I replayed the conversation in my head. You have 2 choices. When I got back to my apartment, I locked the door, sat on the couch, and looked at the 2 phones sitting side by side on the table. My old one, and the one he gave me. I picked up my old phone, scrolled to Detective Lim's number. My thumb hovered over the call button. Just call her. Tell her everything. But then I thought about the photos. The man standing outside my door. The way Dominic had looked at me. I don't lie to people I'm trying to protect. I put the phone down. I froze. It was almost midnight. Another knock. Louder this time. My heart was pounding. I walked slowly to the door. Looked through the peephole. It was him. The man from the security footage. Dark hoodie. Hands in his pockets. He knocked again. Claire Morgan. His voice was muffled through the door. I just want to talk. I backed away. Grabbed the new phone. Texted Dominic. He's here. The response was immediate. Don't open the door. I'm sending someone. Another knock. I know you're in there, Claire. I'm not going to hurt you. I just need to ask you a few questions. I didn't answer. It's about the man you saved at the hospital. Aaron Volkov. Did he say anything to you? Anything at all? Silence. Then, if you don't talk to me, someone else will come. And they won't be as polite. Suddenly the knocking stopped. I heard voices. Low. Tense. Then footsteps running. A door slammed somewhere down the hall. Then nothing. He's gone. But you need to leave. Now. Where? Marcus is outside. Pack a bag. 2 minutes. I stood there frozen. This was it. The moment everything changed. What would you do in her place? I grabbed a duffel bag. Threw in clothes, toiletries, my medications. Grabbed my wallet, both phones. 2 minutes later, I was out the door. Marcus didn't say a word. He just drove. This time, I didn't try to memorize the route. I just stared out the window and tried to breathe. We drove for over an hour. Out of the city. Into the suburbs. Then further. Trees. Darkness. Quiet roads. Finally, we pulled up to a house. Not a mansion. Not a warehouse. Just a house. 2 stories. Warm lights in the windows. A porch. It looked normal. Marcus opened my door. You'll be safe here. For how long? As long as it takes. He handed me a key. Mr. Kane will be here in the morning. And then he left. I stood there on the porch. Alone. Holding a key to a house I'd never seen before. I unlocked the door. Stepped inside. The house was quiet. Clean. Lived in but not messy. There was a fire in the fireplace. A blanket on the couch. Like someone had prepared it. Like someone knew I was coming. I walked upstairs. Found a bedroom. Sat on the edge of the bed. And for the first time in 2 days, I cried. Not because I was scared, but because I didn't know who I was anymore. I woke up to sunlight streaming through the window. For a moment, I forgot where I was. Then it all came back. The man at my door. The drive. This house. I got out of bed and walked downstairs. The fire had burned out. The house was silent. I made coffee in the kitchen. My hands were still shaking. I heard an engine outside. A car door closed. Footsteps on the porch. The front door opened. Dominic walked in. He looked different in daylight. Less like a shadow. More human. He stopped when he saw me standing in the kitchen. You made coffee. I didn't know what else to do. He almost smiled. That's a good start. He walked over, poured himself a cup. We stood there in silence for a moment. Thank you, I said quietly. For last night. He nodded. How long do I have to stay here? A week. Maybe 2. And then you go back to your life. Just like that. Just like that. I didn't believe him. Who was that man? His name is Eric Madden. He works for someone I've been trying to take down for a long time. Why does he think I know something? Because he's desperate. And desperate men make bad decisions. I set my coffee down. I didn't ask for any of this. I know. And I don't want to be part of your world. You're not. He looked at me. You're just someone who got caught in the crossfire. So why are you helping me? He paused. Because no one helped me. When I was where you are now. I studied him. Really looked at him for the first time. How old were you? 17. What happened? Nothing good. He didn't elaborate. And I didn't push. You'll be safe here, he said. No one knows about this place except Marcus and 2 other people I trust. I'll check in every day. If you need anything, use the phone I gave you. And what am I supposed to do? Just sit here. Read. Rest. Heal. I'm not injured. Yes, he said quietly. You are. He held my gaze for a moment. Then he turned and walked toward the door. Dominic. He stopped. Why do you care so much? Really? He didn't turn around. Because I'm tired of people getting hurt because of me. And then he left. The first 3 days were the hardest. I wasn't used to being alone. Not like this. No work. No routine. No noise. Just silence. I tried to read, tried to watch TV, but my mind wouldn't stop. I kept thinking about my apartment, my job, my life. I texted my supervisor and told her I had a family emergency. She told me to take all the time I needed. I felt like a liar, but I didn't know what else to say. Every morning at 8 a.m., Dominic texted me. You okay? Yes. Need anything? No. Good. That was it. Short. Simple. But consistent. On the fourth day, he showed up with groceries. I opened the door, and he was standing there with 3 bags in his arms. You didn't have to do this. You need to eat. I can order delivery. Not here you can't. He walked past me into the kitchen. This address doesn't exist on any map. No delivery drivers. No mail. That's excessive. That's safe. He unpacked the bags. Fruits. Vegetables. Bread. Coffee. Real food. Not just random items. How did you know what I like? He glanced at me. I asked Marcus to check your pantry before we left. That's invasive. I know. He didn't apologize. But I needed to know you'd actually eat. I didn't know what to say, so I helped him put the groceries away. We worked in silence. It wasn't awkward. It was strange. Like we'd done this before. When we finished, he made us both tea. We sat at the kitchen table. Can I ask you something? I said. You can ask. I might not answer. How did you end up doing what you do? He was quiet for a long time. I was born into it. Your family? My father. His jaw tightened. He ran things before me. Built an empire on blood and fear. I learned early that kindness was a weakness. Do you still believe that? He looked at me. Some days. And other days? Other days I wonder what I could have been. If I'd been born somewhere else. To someone else. You could still leave, I said. He laughed. But it was hollow. No. I couldn't. This world doesn't let you leave. It only lets you die. That's bleak. That's reality. I looked down at my tea. I'm sorry. For what? That you never got a choice. He stared at me, like I'd said something no one had ever said before. Don't pity me, Claire. I'm not. I hesitated. I just think everyone deserves a choice. He didn't respond, just finished his tea, and left. By the end of the first week, something had changed. I stopped feeling like a prisoner. Started feeling like, I don't know, a guest maybe. Dominic came by every other day now. Sometimes with food. Sometimes just to check in. We didn't talk much. But the silence between us started to feel different. Less uncomfortable. More intentional. One evening, he showed up with takeout. Chinese food. We ate at the kitchen table. How's Aaron? I asked. Recovering. He'll be fine. That's good. He nodded. Has anyone else tried to find me? Not yet. But they will. How do you know? Because if I were them, I wouldn't give up either. I set my fork down. Do you ever get tired of it? The constant war? Every day. Then why not stop? Because if I stop, someone worse takes my place. Is that what you tell yourself? He looked up. His eyes were sharp. Yes. I met his gaze. Maybe you're lying to yourself. Maybe. He leaned back. Or maybe I just know what I am. And what's that? A monster. The word hung in the air between us. I don't think you are, I said quietly. You don't know me. Maybe not. But monsters don't bring groceries. They don't check in. They don't. I hesitated. They don't look at people the way you look at me. And how do I look at you? Like you're trying to figure out if I'm real. He didn't deny it. Didn't say anything. Just stood up. Cleared the plates. And left without another word. 3 days later, I woke up in the middle of the night. Something was wrong. I heard voices downstairs. Low. Urgent. I grabbed my phone and crept to the top of the stairs. She can't stay here forever, Dom. It was Marcus. I know. Then what's the plan? I'm working on it. Working on it? Marcus sounded frustrated. You're stalling. You know why? Careful, Marcus. Someone has to say it. You're getting attached. Silence. She's not part of this world. She doesn't belong here. And the longer you keep her. I said I'm working on it. Dominic's voice was ice. Marcus sighed. Just don't make this harder than it has to be. Footsteps. A door closing. Then silence. I stood there at the top of the stairs. He's getting attached. I should have gone back to bed. Should have pretended I hadn't heard. But I didn't. I walked downstairs. Dominic was sitting on the couch, head in his hands. He looked up when he heard me. You should be asleep. I heard you. I know. I sat down across from him. Am I putting you in danger? By being here? No. Then what's the problem? He didn't answer. Dominic. You are the problem, Claire. His voice was raw. You're the problem because you make me want things I can't have. My breath caught. What things? A different life. A better one. He looked at me. You make me feel like maybe I'm not the monster everyone says I am. You're not. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Why? His voice broke just slightly. Why do you believe that? Because I see you. The real you. Not the man everyone's afraid of. The one who checks in every day. Who brings groceries. Who looks at me like I'm the first good thing he's seen in years. He closed his eyes. Claire, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm just asking you to be honest. I can't give you what you want. I'm not asking for anything. Yes, you are. He stood up. You're asking me to be someone I'm not. Someone safe. Someone good. I'm asking you to try. And what happens when I fail? When the things I've done catch up to me? When you realize that everything Marcus said is true? Then we deal with it together. He stared at me. You don't mean that. Yes, I said. I do. He didn't move. Didn't speak. Just looked at me like I was something fragile. Something he was afraid to touch. I should go, he finally said. Dominic. Good night, Claire. And he left. I sat there in the dark, feeling the weight of everything unsaid. 2 days passed. He didn't come back. Didn't text. Didn't call. I told myself it was fine. That I'd pushed too hard. That he needed space. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. On the third day, Marcus showed up. Alone. Pack your things, he said. What? Why? We're moving you. It's not safe here anymore. Where's Dominic? He's handling something. He'll meet us. I'm not going anywhere until I talk to him. Marcus looked at me. Claire. I don't have time to argue. We need to leave. Now. Why? What happened? He hesitated. Then, they found this place. My blood went cold. How? I don't know. But Eric Madden knows you're here. And he's coming. Marcus tensed. Too late. He grabbed my arm. Upstairs. Closet. Don't come out until I tell you. Marcus pulled me toward the stairs. Wait, what about you? I'll handle it. Go. I ran upstairs. Found the bedroom closet. Shut myself inside. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would break through my chest. I heard voices downstairs. Where is she, Marcus? Eric Madden. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play games. We know she's here. Dominic's little pet project. You're on private property. Leave before this gets ugly. A laugh. Cold and sharp. Before it gets ugly? Marcus, it's been ugly for months. Your boss started a war he can't finish. And now he's hiding behind a nurse. Last warning. Leave. I clapped my hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. I heard Marcus grunt in pain. More footsteps. Coming upstairs. My whole body was shaking. The bedroom door opened. Footsteps getting closer. The closet door swung open. Eric Madden stood there, gun in hand. He smiled. There you are. He grabbed my arm and yanked me out. Let go of me. Shut up. He dragged me toward the stairs. I fought. Kicked. Screamed. He hit me across the face. Everything went blurry for a second. When my vision cleared, I was being pulled down the stairs. Marcus was on the floor, blood pooling beneath him. Marcus! He'll live. If he's smart. Eric shoved me toward the front door. Outside, there were 2 more men. Another car. This was it. This was how it ended. Then, a black SUV came flying up the driveway, slammed to a stop. The door opened. Dominic stepped out. And everything about him was different. His eyes were cold, dark, empty. This wasn't the man who brought me groceries. This was the monster everyone feared. Let her go, Eric. Eric laughed, pressed the gun against my temple. I don't think so. Not until we talk. We're done talking. Are we? Because from where I'm standing, I have all the leverage. Dominic took a step forward. His voice was deadly calm. If you hurt her, there won't be a place on this earth you can hide. Big words from a man who's losing everything. Let her go. Eric's grip tightened on my arm. Tell me what Aaron told her. He didn't tell her anything. Then why are you protecting her? Silence. Dominic's eyes met mine, and for just a second, I saw something break in his expression. Because she's innocent, he said quietly. And I'm tired of innocent people paying for my mistakes. Eric hesitated. You're getting soft, Kane. No. I'm getting smart. This war ends now. Between you and me. Leave her out of it. And if I don't? Dominic pulled a gun from inside his jacket. Aimed it directly at Eric. Then we both die here. Right now. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then Eric shoved me forward. I stumbled. Fell to my knees. She's not worth it anyway, Eric said. But as he turned to leave, Dominic fired. Eric dropped. His men drew their weapons. But Dominic's men were already there. Coming out of the trees. From behind the house. It was over in seconds. Dominic ran to me. Dropped to his knees. Claire. Look at me. Are you hurt? I was shaking too hard to answer. He pulled me into his arms. Held me tight. I've got you. You're safe. I've got you. I buried my face in his chest and finally, I broke. They took Marcus to a hospital. Private. Off the books. He'd been shot in the shoulder. But he'd survive. I sat in the waiting room. Covered in someone else's blood. Numb. Dominic sat next to me. He hadn't said a word since we got here. Finally I spoke. You killed him. Yes. Does it ever get easier? He looked at me. No. Good, I whispered. I'd be worried if it did. He almost smiled. A doctor came out. Marcus is stable. He'll make a full recovery. Can I see him? I asked. In a few hours. Let him rest. I nodded. The doctor left. Dominic stood up. Come on. I'll take you somewhere safe. I don't want to hide anymore. Claire. No. I stood up. Faced him. I'm done hiding. I'm done being the victim. If this is my life now, then I need to understand it. This isn't your life. Yes, it is. The moment I saved Aaron, it became my life. You said it yourself, there's no going back. He was quiet. What do you want from me? The truth. He took me to his actual home. Not a safe house. Not a hideout. His home. It was a penthouse downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Modern. Cold. Expensive. And completely empty of anything personal. No photos. No art. No warmth. Just space. This is where you live. When I need to. It's cold. I know. I walked to the window. Looked out at the lights. Tell me the truth, Dominic. Who's Eric working for? A man named Vincent Cross. He wants control of the territory my family has held for 30 years. And Aaron? Aaron discovered proof that Vincent was planning to kill me. He was bringing me the evidence when they shot him. Did you get it? The evidence? No. It died with Eric. I turned around. So this isn't over. No. What happens now? Now I finish what I started. By killing Vincent? If that's what it takes. I stared at him. And what about me? You go back to your life. Just like that. Just like that. I laughed bitterly. You really think I can just go back to my apartment and pretend none of this happened? You have to. Why? Because you don't belong in this world, Claire. His voice rose. You're a nurse. You save lives. You don't destroy them. And you do. Yes. He stepped closer. That's exactly what I do. I hurt people. I ruin lives. I'm everything you should run from. Then why haven't I? He stopped. What? Why haven't I run? I've had chances. I could have called the police. Could have disappeared. But I didn't. Why do you think that is? Because you're scared. No. I stepped closer to him. Because I see who you really are. And it scares you more than it scares me. Don't do this, he said quietly. Do what? Make me want things I can't have. What if you can have them? I can't. Why not? Because everyone I care about ends up dead. His voice cracked. The room went silent. He turned away. Ran a hand through his hair. My mother. My sister. Marcus almost died today because of me. Everyone I let close. I'm still here. He looked at me. For how long? As long as you let me be. He shook his head. You don't know what you're saying. Yes, I do. I walked up to him. Slowly. Carefully. Until we were inches apart. I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that I see you. The real you. Not the monster. Not the killer. The man who saves strangers because no one saved him. His jaw clenched. Claire. I'm saying that I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid for you. Because I think you're so convinced you don't deserve anything good that you'll destroy it before it has a chance. He stared at me, like he was memorizing my face. Then slowly he reached up, touched my cheek. So gently I barely felt it. You're going to regret this, he whispered. Maybe. I leaned into his touch, but I'd regret not trying more. And for the first time, he didn't pull away. We didn't sleep that night. We just talked. Really talked. He told me about his childhood. About a father who taught him that love was weakness. About a mother who died trying to protect him from that world. About a sister he couldn't save. I told him about growing up in foster care. About learning early that the only person you could count on was yourself. About choosing nursing because I wanted to be the person I needed when I was young. We sat on the floor by the window, watching the sun come up over the city. I never thought I'd tell anyone these things, he said. Why did you tell me? Because you asked. And you actually listened. Most people don't. Most people hear what they want to hear. You hear what's actually being said. I smiled. Is that a compliment? It's an observation. I'll take it. He looked at me. I meant what I said. This world, my world, it's dangerous. Being close to me puts you at risk. I know. And you're still here. I'm still here. He was quiet for a long moment. I don't know how to do this, he admitted. I don't know how to be normal. Neither do I. So we'll figure it out together. And if I mess it up, then we'll deal with it. Together. He reached out, took my hand. His grip was firm, warm, real. I can't promise you safety, he said. I can't promise you a normal life. I'm not asking for normal. I'm asking for honest. Then I can give you that. We sat there as the sun rose higher. Two broken people, finding something whole in each other. Life didn't suddenly become perfect. It couldn't. Vincent Cross was still out there. Still a threat. Dominic had to handle things I didn't want to know about. But he came back every night. We'd have dinner. Talk. Sometimes just sit in silence. It was strange. Domestic, almost. But underneath it all, there was always tension. The knowledge that this could end at any moment. One night, I was making coffee when he came home early. His face was dark. What happened? Vincent knows about you. My stomach dropped. How? Someone talked. I don't know who yet. He set his keys down. But he knows you're important to me. And he'll use that. So what do? We end this. Now. How? He looked at me. I'm meeting with him. Tomorrow night. To negotiate terms. That's a trap. I know. Then don't go. I have to. It's the only way to keep you safe. What if he kills you? Then Marcus will take you somewhere far away. You'll be protected. Dominic. This was always how it was going to end, Claire. One way or another. I grabbed his arm. No. We find another way. There is no other way. Then I'm coming with you. Absolutely not. If you're walking into a trap, I'm not letting you do it alone. Claire, this isn't a negotiation. You're right. It's not. I looked him dead in the eye. I'm coming. And you can't stop me. He stared at me. Then, quietly, you're impossible. I learned from the best. Despite everything, he smiled. Just a little. If you come, you stay in the car. You don't get out unless I tell you to. Understood? Understood. He pulled me close. Kissed the top of my head. I don't know what I did to deserve you. You saved me. Even when you didn't have to. No, he whispered. You saved me. Do you think they'll survive this? The meeting was set at an abandoned warehouse by the docks. Classic. Too classic. Dominic drove. I sat in the passenger seat. Marcus and two other men followed behind us. When we get there, Dominic said, you stay in the car. Doors locked. Windows up. If shooting starts, you get down and you stay down. What if you need help? I won't. Dominic. Promise me. I looked at him. I promise. He nodded. We pulled up to the warehouse. It was dark. Isolated. One other car was already there. Vincent's. Dominic got out. Looked back at me through the window. Mouthed, stay here. I nodded. He walked toward the warehouse. Marcus and the others positioned themselves around the perimeter. I sat there, waiting, my heart pounding. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could see shadows moving inside. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then, gunshot. My blood went cold. More gunshots. Shouting. I unlocked the door. Claire, no. Marcus shouted. But I was already running. Into the warehouse. Into the dark. I found them in the center of the warehouse. Dominic on his knees. Gun to his head. Vincent standing over him. Claire. Dominic's eyes went wide. Get out of here. Vincent turned. Smiled. Well, well. The famous nurse. I was hoping you'd show up. Let him go. Or what? You'll save him? Like you saved Aaron? He pressed the gun harder against Dominic's head. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to watch me kill the man you love. And then you're going to live with it for the rest of your short, pathetic life. I looked at Dominic. His eyes were telling me to run. But I didn't. You're wrong, I said. About what? About him. You think he's weak because he cares about me. But that's what makes him stronger than you. Vincent laughed. Stronger? He's on his knees. Because he's protecting me. What are you protecting? Money? Territory? You're already dead inside. You just don't know it yet. Vincent's smile faded. Big words from someone who's about to. Gunshot. But it wasn't Vincent who fired. It was Marcus. From the shadows. Vincent dropped. Dominic grabbed the gun. Kicked it away. Looked up at me. I told you to stay in the car. I don't follow orders well. Despite everything. He laughed. Actually laughed. No, he said. You really don't. Vincent didn't die. The shot hit his shoulder. He was arrested. Charged with attempted murder, racketeering, conspiracy. He'd spend the rest of his life in prison. It was over. Really over. I was packing. Not to leave. To move. Dominic had offered me a place to stay until I figured things out. Somewhere safe. Somewhere new. I was folding clothes when there was a knock at the door. I opened it. He stood there. Hands in his pockets. Hey. Hey. You almost done? Almost. He walked in. Looked around at the boxes. You don't have to do this, you know. You could stay here. Go back to your old life. Could I? Really? He was quiet. No. Probably not. I smiled. Besides, I don't want my old life back. Why not? Because it was lonely. And safe. And small. I looked at him. I want something bigger. Even if it's dangerous? Especially if it's dangerous. He stepped closer. I can't guarantee you'll be safe with me. I don't want guarantees. I want you. He touched my face. Gently. Like I was something precious. You're sure about this? I've never been more sure of anything. He kissed me. Soft. Slow. Like we had all the time in the world. When we pulled apart, he rested his forehead against mine. I love you, he whispered. I don't know when it happened. But I do. I love you too. Even though especially because of who you are. Life didn't get easier. But it got better. Dominic stepped back from the family business. Handed most of it over to Marcus. He kept enough to stay safe. To stay connected. But he wasn't the man he used to be. I went back to nursing. Part-time. At a different hospital. We got a place together. Somewhere between his world and mine. It wasn't perfect. There were hard days. Days when his past came knocking. Days when I wondered if we'd made the right choice. But then there were the other days. The ones where we'd cook dinner together. Where we'd sit on the couch and just exist. Where he'd look at me like I was the only good thing in his life. And I'd know. We'd made exactly the right choice. We were on the roof of our building. Watching the sun set over the city. Do you ever regret it? He asked. Staying? No. Do you? Letting you in? Never. He put his arm around me. I leaned into him. What do you think happens next? I asked. I don't know. But whatever it is, we face it together. Together. We stood there as the sky turned orange, then pink, then deep purple. Two people who'd found each other in the darkest places. And chose light anyway. I never thought I'd be here. Standing in a courthouse. Wearing a simple white dress. Holding the hand of a man everyone told me to run from. But here I was. Marrying him. It was small. Just Marcus. A few trusted friends. No big ceremony. No crowd. Just us. When the officiant asked if I took him as my husband, I didn't hesitate. I do. And when Dominic said the same, I saw tears in his eyes. Real tears. From a man who'd spent his whole life refusing to feel. We kissed. And for the first time in both our lives, we felt like we'd come home. The world outside was still dangerous. Still uncertain. But inside, we'd found something nobody could take from us. Each other. The end.